Yeah. And this morning, you have a special guest sitting in for the Clay Edwards Show. I, of course, am Chip Matthews. And good morning to you on a Friday, FAFO Friday. Don't know who will get the award today. 7 o'clock here. So that means it's 8 o'clock in New York City. And Pam Bondi said to Patel and his people in New York City, you better have the rest of the report on Epstein. You better have it. So that may be our FAFO person, would be the entire department in New York City of the FBI who did not do what they were supposed to do. They started hiding paperwork. Anyway, I'm Chip Matthews sitting in this morning, and we're going to talk about some things. If you got something on your mind and you want to talk, give me a call, 601-879-0002. That's 601-879-0002. And good morning to you, Andrew Gasser. So, what a day, what a day, what a day, what a day. I was looking over, look, I got the call last night about 12:30 from Clay saying, hey, I ain't going to be able to make it. I said, I understand completely. Oh, I don't have to cut that one off. So I said, okay, that's cool. I got it. I got it. So I went to bed last night at 1 o'clock in the morning and went, I'll think of something. Surely I'll think of something to talk about. So let's talk about the legislators in Jackson, Mississippi, and what they're doing and what they're not doing. I was just looking through the app. They have an app that you can get and put on your phone where you can keep up with the Mississippi legislature. And they're working on, okay, we're going to make sure that we call crawfish, what country of origin crawfish come from, this, that, and the other. Sexual offense, provide immunity for reporting sexual offenses. But one of the things that kill me, election crime, create for the willful failure to transmit a voter's ballot in certain situations. These laws that they're passing aren't exactly what we need as far as election crimes and this, that, and the other. And I will go into deeper with that on a situation in just a second. But, things like passing the wine bill for you to get your wine brought to your house. Okay. That's one case a month for a year. You get 12 cases a year. What good is that? Why are we not sending that through? What we need to do is privatize the ABC. That's what they need to be talking about. I know they're building a new warehouse and this, that, and the other. But what we need to do is get ABC, go do enforcement, do background checks, hand out permits, take a little work off of them. But as far as distributing the liquor, they don't need to be doing that anymore. We need to turn that over to private enterprise. And the funny thing about it, they say, we'll lose so much money. No, you won't lose any money because you would simply tell them that the fees are still the same, the taxes are still the same, but you have to warehouse it in your own building. So we would save that money. I don't understand why you don't go that route because, what are they going to say to you? What are the liquor lobbyists going to? Well, the liquor lobbyists are going to liquor y'all up and do whatever they want to our legislators. But what they could do is, you simply, if you tell them Mississippi wants to get 25% on top of whatever y'all get, it's just that simple. They already get much more than that, and this, that, and the other, and taxes on this, that, and the other. I, of course, don't want to upset anybody because I possess a liquor license out of Acme Pizza, but that's something to think about, and the wine here is just other wines that we would like to get into the state that you'd like to order and bring them in. But it's going to turn, it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a slowdown. You still got to, I think it still has to have some handoff through in order for the state to know that you ordered the wine, you probably still are going through the state to order the wine. Have you thought about that? It's still going to all happen the same way because in order for them to regulate that you don't get more than 12 cases a year directly from a wine distributor, they've got to know what you got. So all you've done is create much more paperwork. We're going to have to hire some more people. We're going to have the wine division, the out-of-state wine division build up. We got to do something. I mean, you just can't just say, throw it on them and say, okay, y'all, you got wine now. Last year, a few years ago, we put pot on your back. I mean, come on, people. We're not making sense with our money. We're not making sense. And they're sitting down there passing bills and looking at stuff that, yes, it needs to be looked at. Don't get me wrong, but we need to fix elections. And I don't mean we need to put in the 15-day early voting plan. That to me is the most, if you knew all the election crimes that go on in the state, that one makes no sense. Think about it this way. This is the way I explained it to somebody the other day. And they said, why are you so against it? I said, right now, the city elections would be held at City Hall. And you would be handing Chokwe in his office a voting machine that he would have control of for 15 days. No, technically, it's in his office. Technically, unless somebody's spending the night there and it's going to be 24-hour voting, it's going to be sitting there all night and then back open the next day. You can't do that. You can't do that. And you can't spit off how many ballots are put in. If you read that machine, then it can be corrected. You just reach in the bottom. Because like I said, in the last election in Madison County, more than half of the election machines that I went up to, and I called and reported every one, were not locked in the bottom where the ballots are, where the paper is. When it goes in and drops into the bottom, the paper was exposed. There's no chain of command. We need to work on the chain of command. We need to work on taking care of election commissioners. Let me take you a step further. Election commissioners don't get paid for crap. Not really. I mean, I think it's less than a $20,000 a year job to handle our elections and to decide our fate with those paper ballots that are sitting there. And then those guys don't get any PERS, no PERS. They get no retirement. They do get insurance. And then they get paid for the time, like hourly, just for the time that they work. And they're only allowed to do like 20 hours a week, I think. I'm not completely sure about how many hours to get, but I think it's 20. But they're not respected. They're not taken care of the way they need to be taken care of. These people are in charge of who's going to be sitting in the big chair. And all they're worried about down there right now is taking money out of the road department and putting it into PERS to where the PERS will be taken care of. You also need to look into some of these PERS situations already, because you'll have a janitor, let's just pick a county, Madison County. And let's say a guy's been the janitor making what janitors make. It's a respectable job. Then all of a sudden they give him a big title for his last 4 years, bump his money up to $100,000, and that becomes his four high, and he makes more money. And then you find out that his last name is probably one of the supervisor's last names. And now you understand how the system is broke, because that happens all over the state. That just happened in Madison County because two supervisors have been there for 40 years and one for 30, and they make sure that all their family members have a job where they don't have to come out of their pocket with it or whatever they have picked up along the way. But that is what your situation is. And when we go through the story about Canton, which we will talk about that coming after that, we're going to talk about the upcoming ballot in the Canton mayoral race. And I'm fixing to give you some shocking details. Well, it may not be shocking, but I'm going to give you some details that you're going to listen to and you're going to go, that can't be real. I'm going to go ahead and write the story. I mean, it's the funniest thing that could ever happen in a well, it's not really funny. It's real serious. It's real serious. And then, of course, we'll talk about some of the other things going on. We'll talk about the casino bill dying in the Mississippi legislature for the city of Jackson, which I think is a good thing. We'll also talk about hemp cultivation. There's a bill that is looking to pass to where they can start making hemp beverages right here in Mississippi. Hemp beverages. So not only have we got to smell pot at every red light, we got to watch them throw that hemp can out on the road. I guess that's what it's about. We need to find out. We need to find out more about that. But that's just some of the things going on in the world. And if you got something on your mind and want to talk, 601-879-0002. I am Chip Matthews, sitting in for the Clay Edwards on the Clay Edwards Show here on WYAB. Yeah, we'll be here all morning, sitting in. If you got something on your mind, give us a call. We are online, and that's good. Got a few people watching. Okay, let me set up my comment screen. Okay. You can post comments on our site. Mm-hmm. And we're back, and we are back. Yes, on a Friday. I'm Chip Matthews filling in for Clay Edwards on the Clay Edwards Show on a FAFO Friday, which we're waiting for more details about stuff going on. But I'm going to bring something to mind to y'all. As y'all know, I'm from Canton, and I run for office in Canton. And I mean, the biggest problem in Canton and in Jackson is when we have candidates running for office. It's a the selection of individuals running may not be what you really want, and you sit there and you go, I'm not going to go vote for that guy or this guy, or that guy doesn't have a chance, or this woman doesn't have a chance. But you got to pick from the worst of the lot, because that's just the situation. And I'm running for office. Of course, some people have their opinion of me, and I understand that, and this, that, and the other. But the other side of that is, let me give you a rundown of what is going on in Canton, Mississippi, just for a second, just because you can't write this stuff. You can't write this stuff. Okay, the other day, the Canton Election Commission, Democratic Election Commission, was trying to keep one person that they wanted to prove her residency. That would be Camellia Walker. They wanted to prove that she was going to qualify properly to be on the ballot. Okay. And in that, what they did, for a little background on Camellia Walker, she is from she was a school teacher at Nichols Middle School in Canton, and she was caught aiding students in cheating on the state test. And she is one of the front runners to become mayor of Canton. Okay. She was going to be left completely off the ballot. She wasn't going to make the ballot because the Democratic Commission had told her no. And then the law firm, Blackman and Blackman, which includes the daddy and the mama, and then of course I guess the senator from Canton named Blackman, that would be his son, and then his other son who is in the House, threatened lawsuits against the members of that board and said, if you're not going to put her on, this is what's going to happen. We're going to sue you. And then a letter from the last set of elections 4 years ago, the former Democratic election commissioner, John Scanlon, has been trying to get his bill paid. He's got a bill that's about $42,000 where they had to defend lawsuits in the Canton election last time, and that bill has not been paid. And the bill has not been paid because, and although they're elected officials, the city of Canton says they're not responsible for that bill. So all of a sudden, if you're an elected official in Canton on the Democratic committee and you get sued, they're telling you that it's on you. So one member resigned, and that was replaced by a person who is a secretary at the Blackman law firm. They had a vote, and then they had one person who descended from voting under duress, which was the good thing to do. But anyway, she got approved to be on the ballot, and she is a teacher that was caught cheating on state tests, and she's now running for mayor. We also have other people involved. Is the clerk from Canton, who has recently been on suspension. Okay, she was on suspension during the qualifying time, which you only can go to the clerk to qualify for the ballot. And her name is, I guess this is Chicana Anderson, and she was the former principal, and she is the current city clerk for Canton. Then, of course, Jackie Amos is involved. She's a controversial figure here in Hinds County for their elections, and she serves as the COO of the city of Canton. Then also involved is Andrew Grant. He is campaigning for a gentleman that's running named Walter Peoples. He is the former city councilman who pled guilty to voter crimes years ago and was told never to be involved in elections again. And he is, of course, the campaign manager. And then, of course, he is waiting trial that doesn't go place. He's already pled guilty in the Rudy Warnock trial, and he hadn't been sentenced yet because he has to testify in the trial for Rudy Warnock, which has been put off to June after the election. Then, of course, it gets better. Courtney Rainey, former school board member for Canton Public Schools, who served jail time for voter intimidation, is now working as the campaign manager for another candidate, Daphne Sims. Now, Daphne Sims is a former alderman from Canton who was beat last time, but she's also was fired from the Canton public school system for an alleged incident of a child that was choked. And then, of course, that's that. And given Canton's history of election, I mean, we had two ballots in the last election, this, that, and the other. You can't write this stuff, but that's our set of criminals that are running along. And then, of course, we have Tim Taylor, who is not on that list, but he is a current alderman in the city of Canton, and he, of course, I like Tim. He's a good guy. He's a good guy, and this, that, and the other. But he is a part of the people that just raised our taxes I think it was 9 mills to cover bills. Okay, and then all of this, you're going, where's Mayor Truly, the crook of the year from the last election, who had no legal votes. I had all the legal votes, and he was picked to run the city. And then, of course, I had no help from the Republican Party or anybody to help fight this. And then, of course, my lawyer ran out on me at the last minute. When I say on the appeal of the last minute on what was going on, because the jury found that I was the only one that got legal votes, which went in front of a court with a jury. Jury found that I was the only one that had legal votes. And the mayor of Canton had no legal votes. And then Michael Watson sued the city of Canton to certify the election. And he did, and then the certification actually came down, I believe, from a committee put together by the mayor's wife. And that was the certification that went forward to make everybody qualified to be on the ballot, and Truly was made. And then the jury came back and said, because of that, Truly should be mayor. And you're going, what the heck just happened? It just made no sense. But anyway, that's what occurred in Canton. And now we're going into Jackson's election. And of course, our strong man, Kim Wade, is going to do a great job for Jackson when he gets in. But the junk he will have to go through between now and then is going to be phenomenal. I mean, y'all don't understand what's about to happen. I mean, you're fixed to not be able to see the intersections for all the people putting up their 4x8 signs with their pretty pictures on them where they went and got their glamour shot, put their name on there. Y'all, elections in Canton and Jackson, Mississippi are a joke. And they're a joke because the Mississippi legislature won't get off their butt and correct the laws. And the law basically is, let's say somebody did something wrong. Then y'all, people in Mississippi believe you just call the Secretary of State and he'll take care of it. He has other than writing it down on a piece of paper and saying, yeah, that's wrong. We're sorry that happened to you, this, that, and the other. He has no power at all to correct the situation or he can investigate it, but he can't enforce anything. He can't do any crimes. And the Blackman family from Canton, they're lawyers and they were senators. They're the ones that wrote the laws. They know how to get through the law. They know how the law works. They're not breaking the law. They wrote the law. And our people down there in Jackson all agree to these laws. And we need to go through and fix the laws. And when I come back, I'm going to tell you some of the things that need to be done to fix our current voting laws, and they're going to make sense to you. If you got any comments on any of this, you can give us a call, 601-879-0002. I am Chip Matthews, sitting in for Clay Edwards on the Clay Edwards Show here on WYAB. Yeah, we're still here. We're in commercial break. So just hold on. Mm-hmm. La, breaking rules when necessary. I'm Chip Matthews filling in for Clay Edwards on the Clay Edwards Show. And of course, I'm just thumbing through X right now. And I saw where the Mississippi GOP takes a moment today to recognize and honor Booker T. Washington, born a slave in Southwest Virginia, April 5th, 1856. Wow. Now, the thing that I find ironic about that is the Mississippi GOP isn't honoring somebody from Mississippi on this, the last day of Black History Month, which, of course, is unconstitutional in my mind. I mean, many of you will say it. I'm going to say it. If Clay were here, he would say it. Why isn't there a White History Month? Good answer. Also, I see where J.D. Vance said American-born citizenship should be a requirement for the presidency. Well, it is for the presidency, and he says it should apply to Congress too. That would get rid of a few people. And then I just see here where Roger Wicker. I just finished a substantive meeting with President Trump's special envoy to Ukraine and Russia, the General Keith Kellogg. We discussed the security of Europe and the future of Ukraine at the pivotal moment. President Trump's mineral deal is a great step forward. Well, Roger, I thought you said everybody were ahead of their skis. They don't understand these things. They don't understand military complications. They don't understand who we're giving money to. I mean, come on. But anyway, Zelensky's over here today, and I want to know if this is the first time he will leave the United States without a bag of cash. I mean, Trump is basically saying we're going to get paid. You pay us. You're going to pay us, or we're not going to protect you. Then, of course, Europe let Ukraine down because they had promised if they got rid of nuclear weapons that they would take care of them. Not the United States, Europe and France. They were supposed to take care of them, but they failed on their mission. And everybody goes, if nobody does it, at least America will get in. Well, y'all, America's through being your babysitter. I'm through being your daddy. I'm through reaching in my pocket every time you need something. And it's like I got into an argument with another radio show host kind of online because he said that once the government has the money and they, let's say, and with the Doge thing getting money back, that money ain't real. Well, hold on. The money we gave to Ukraine is real. The money we give to everybody else is real. So why is the money not real when we find it? And why? Like, for instance, it's simple this, you budget, I give you $1 billion to run the military, let's say. And then, of course, you come in under $1 billion and you say, hey, I got some money to give back. Why not give the change back to the citizens, the taxpayers? It's just like if you gave your kid $100 and sent them to the store. You don't expect change back, but you really hope you do. But when you come back, you give it back to me, then I can give you more the next time. We're the taxpayers. We fund the government. The government is supposed to lay out what they need, and then we would fund it with taxes or tariffs or fees. I know more things that we pay taxes and tariffs and fees and let's say for your car tires, this, that, and the other. Where does all this money go? Why does money that's earmarked for one thing go away from it and become something else? Like, for instance, the tax plan the state legislature is trying to do now is to take our money that we have in sales tax now that goes to roads and bridges and eliminate that just to cover PERS. And then they're going to raise 10 cents on gas on the gallon. I guess it's on a gallon. 10 cents on a gallon at the pump in order to pay for the roads and bridges to be fixed. Meanwhile, you have legislation out there to pass for a, what do they call it? Sports betting. And you haven't passed that. And everybody acts like, especially this expert I was talking to, he's also on the lottery board. And he made a comment, it's only projected to bring in so much money for the state. Well, let me tell you something. Sports betting in Mississippi, illegal sports betting in Mississippi, is probably bigger than the casino business. And anybody that says it's not, they're insane. I worked in the casino industry for, I guess, 15, 20 years. I know a lot about the casino industry. And what I do know is that casinos make money on the slot machines. Casinos, basically out of a $100 bill, the casino owns $5 in every hour if you played normal strategy. No double downs. They really didn't say no double downs in this. It's just $5 a hand. We get one out of a $100 bill. We're supposed to get one an hour, but there are variations where people are playing wrong, and that's why they get more quicker. Some days you have good days, some days you have bad days, but that's the deal. It's just like on craps. If you don't take the odds, you're going to lose in the long run. You just can't beat it without the odds. The odds level the playing field. And so, but sports betting, they have odds and this, that, and the other. But the problem is in sports betting, people that bet sports bet every day. There's catch up day, there's get ahead day, there's payday, and then you'll bet college football on Friday. You get those Friday night games, then you go, oh, we're going to play catch up on Saturday, and we get ahead. Then you lose it all on Sunday on NFL because it's rigged. And then on Monday, you're hoping for a basketball game in the Ukraine or something that you can bet on just to get ahead. That's the way it works. I mean, you're addicted and you're not addicted. The action is what you're addicted to. The money is good, but the money never stops. I mean, it's not a this, that, or the other. And I mean, basically, if you put $1, just say on every sports bet, $1 goes to the state. Wow. We could build some big bridges. We could build some big roads because that money is going to be much bigger than anything else we're making off the lottery or off of I mean, and when we put in casinos, that was going to be it. We're never going to have to pay for schools anymore. The casino business will pay for all of it. Then we got lottery. Oh, all of that will pay for everything we need. No, none of it paid for anything. Yeah, we're still in the same place. We're still paying taxes. Taxes are still going up. And their new plan, the sales tax, goes up to 8.5 cents. And none of that money is going to roads and bridges. So, we were going to talk about voter laws. Let's talk about voter laws for just a second before I get back on that. I can't believe I got sidetracked for a second. Yeah, I can. But anyway, on our voter laws, the first thing that needs to be repaired is on the voter ID law, we allow a week after the election for you to bring in your ID if you didn't bring in your ID on election day. That basically gives you 7 days to cheat if cheating is going on in your area. So basically all this material is supposed to sit still after it's been checked in at the election commission. So it comes into the election commission at Election Central, and every box is supposed to be sealed and all of this stuff. And I can promise you from the past of everywhere we looked in this county, in Madison County and Hinds County, and you can go all over the state, that the material is not coming back from the precincts correctly in every county in the state. Don't even try to tell me that there's not mistakes being made, because humans make mistakes, and we're still running elections with humans, okay, that are not paid enough, not treated well. And the person that's going to work the polls that day, it opens at 7 and closes at 7. But that person has to be there by 6 to set up the precinct. And then they can't leave until all the paperwork's done. And that may take an hour and a half afterwards. So you're looking at groups of people going from 6 to 9 p.m. It's really amazing when some of those polls get in, they close at 7. 8 o'clock is good. If you got an easy poll, you can get out of there by 8. But a lot tougher polls. And the biggest problem is the people in the polls, although they have been trained and election commissioners sign off that they've been trained, and the state legislature believes that Michael Watson has gotten everybody trained and just like they need to be. They're not trained. They went to the class, and the class is no more. You could sleep in the classroom and then walk out and then mess up all the paperwork, and there is no repercussions on that person, and that person will wind up working the polls in the very next election. Okay? That's the poll worker in this situation. And look, I was a poll worker. I have friends that are poll workers. I understand. But it's too much on one person to do that, and you'll put 7 people in the polls. Half the time it's just one party. It's Democrats in Madison County. And it's supposed to be 50-50 Democrats and Republicans. And you can report that to Michael Watson all day long. You can call the Secretary of State's office and say, look, they're not giving us any Republicans in the thing. Well, that's up to your local officials. That we don't have anything to do with that. And then your local official board is all Democrat. So you don't get what you want in the polling precincts. It just won't happen. It's not going to happen without some course of action that can take place on the state level to give the Secretary of State's office the authority to tell you when you call, if you call with a complaint saying, look, they're not putting any Republicans in our precinct, and we trained 1,000 people to be Republican poll workers, and I know you only need probably 300 of them, but we've trained 1,000, and here they are. Here's the list of names. And if those election commissioners who are run by their supervisors that elected them, that control them and write their checks, those people decide who's going to work the polls. They also are going to decide where the polls are located. They're going to decide how many polls are open. They're also going to decide all of that. That's another problem in the thing. But going back to the election day scam, if you don't stop voting on election day, you can have all this absentee voting that you want, but on election day, that needs to be it, the number, and they need to stay there all night until they have counted all the ballots. The corruption part 2 of every election begins when the polls close on election day and the 7-day wait period for everybody to get their ID in. If you can't bring your ID, yeah, that should be it. I mean, that is just the it. If you don't have your ID, you don't vote. You just don't vote. And that would cut out a lot of this extra voting that occurs because, you know, they say that it's secure, but do you know for sure that it's secure during those 7 days? It's locked up with a city or county official. And in Jackson, city and county officials have been arrested or indicted. In Canton, I know they have, and some waiting on trial even now. Some have done time. And they're currently involved in the new election after being told as part of their sentence they weren't allowed to be involved in elections. But who do you report to? Because I can promise you right now, you can vote. I can do election crimes all day to Bubba Bramlett, and he's not going to do anything for us in Madison County because I've tried to do it. And then I've turned them over to Secretary of State, and I've turned them to the Attorney General. They're not going to touch them. I have a letter from the Attorney General when we found that people were running the polls that weren't from Madison County. She wrote back, we're not going to do election crimes. We're just not going to do that. We're not going to get involved in that. Y'all, we've got to get on to people and make them get involved. And we need somebody like Trump in this state making people do things. I know Shad's giving it a good effort, but he needs some help. And he needs some help from all the people. And the people, whether you like Shad or not, call for yourself. Call for your damn self. Get off your butts and make sure that you are doing what you need to do to correct things here in Mississippi. We're going to take a break and we'll be back here on the Clay Edwards Show. I'm Chip Matthews filling in, and we'll be right back.
Don Evans won't ever charge unless he collects for you. Call Don for a free no-obligation consultation at 601-969-2006.
We would like to invite you to visit our retirement community, which is not only beautiful, but affordable as well. I'm Rhonda Brown, Sales Director at the Waterford on Highland Colony in Ridgeland. Our team members are passionate about making our residents' life easier and more enjoyable. We have fun-filled educational and entertaining activities, plus daily exercise that will help with your stamina and balance. Call us at the Waterford on Highland Colony in Ridgeland, 601-856-6131.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris at Fannin Mart on the Red is quickly becoming Rankin County's go-to spot for pizza, burgers, pasta, appetizers, daiquiris, and more. Try their famous full of flavor pizza. You can add up to 3 different specialty pizzas onto one pie, such as the margarita, Sergeant Pepperoni, Acme Meat Buster, Pig, Pesto Chicken, the Old Mexico, the Supreme, or hey, just build your own custom pizza. Acme also has a full bar with 9 different frozen daiquiris to choose from. Open daily at 4 p.m. Acme Pizza and Daiquiris.
Breaking rules when necessary. I'm Chip Matthews, filling in for Clay Edwards on the Clay Edwards Show. And of course, we're worldwide. We're on today. I don't have Clay sign in, so we're on my streams on Facebook, YouTube, and X. So look those at wherever you need to watch what you need. And of course, you can always listen to us on the WYAB website at WYAB.com and press the listen link, and we'll be coming in nice and strong. Then also remember this tonight, I will be out at Acme Pizza. I'm going to go ahead and just say it. You know, we just heard the commercial. And of course, Acme Pizza has been on this radio station for quite some time. It's the only place we advertise on the radio, believe it or not. And those that know me know that I'm an advocate for radio advertising. But this works. This radio station works. You'll come tonight and it'll be packed. You'll get there at 5:30 or whatever, and it'll be packed till midnight. So come on out and see us. Also, we'll have our crawfish, Cajun crawfish hot tub set up, selling crawfish. We got that and easy peel and snow crabs. And of course, we got the corn and the sausage and the mushroom. And we'll be out there tonight with that till 8 p.m. We don't keep that open all night, but you can come get that and you can get it to go. I'm weary about the crawfish coming into the restaurant. Just going to let you know, the place is just too small. Then, of course, tonight live is Jamie Eisenhood, live on the keyboards. Then tomorrow night is Jamie Mitchell. Come on out. We got the best music around, because if I want people to come in and not play the same music that you hear at every other bar, because they all come in and it's the same songs everywhere, different set of hair. Well, at Acme Pizza, our musicians come in and they've got a big repertoire. It's just like Chris Davis, our news director here at WYAB, is also one of our musicians that play. And of course, he does his music show the day from 9 to 10. So don't you dare miss it right here on WYAB. And then after that, of course, the Jameson Haygood Show. Yes, where you hear the truth. And I'm hoping that right now he's getting loaded up on information and comes in here and tells you what Kash Patel and Bondi have done, and that New York City is being sold to the Russians or whatever. Then, of course, we have Kim Wade, Radio Strongman, this afternoon. And look, this radio station is strong. I mean, y'all, people support the people that advertise on this radio station. And I mean, it will fill up your business. It will sell. You'll be selling to people you want to see come through your doors because they're good people. People that listen to us are good people. And we appreciate that. And we appreciate you supporting those people that support us. Okay. So in the next hour, if you want to call in, let's call in and see what we're going to talk about. 601-879-0002. We can talk about hemp cultivation and making a drink out of hemp. I don't, to me, is hemp, does that mean that it'll have does that mean it'll have a level of intoxication in it, or highness, or whatever you call it? Being a person that really has never done any drugs, I don't really do them. Just that it doesn't take. Like Bill Clinton said, I can't inhale. I understand. Now I can drink like a fish and have. I haven't done it lately, but that's another story. But if you walked up to a car and they got a hemp drink, are they drunk? Is it like hemp? When hemp lays around, when pot lays around, the longer it lays around, you could actually take a hemp fill that's not producing pot, and then let it lay around and marinate, and then it starts to get a value. The older it gets, it just gets stronger. You know, explain that to me. But anyway, we'll talk about all of that, this and the other stuff, the casino bill. We'll talk some more about election crimes and conventions and stuff like that. We'll talk more about how lazy these people are that are down at the House and hanging out with Delbert Hosemann, who is not doing anything to help the state move along. Y'all, they're not touching the things that we need. The ballot initiative, that's the most important thing. The people don't have a voice downtown. And then the people that we elect who are going to do things, they don't have enforcement powers. So basically, they have no voice to do what they need to do at the Secretary of State's office. I mean, we need help here. We'll be back right after the news, right here on WYAB on the Clay Edwards Show.
Let alone the U.S. But many people we've been speaking to say that they do want to encourage business relations between the U.S. and Ukraine. But that, of course, is incredibly difficult. This is a country that has been at war for 3 years, and its economy has been devastated.
The Trump administration has laid off hundreds of weather experts. CBS's Tracy Wolf.
The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration fired 880 employees on Thursday.
liver supplements from New Nordic every day.
Active Liver contains a powerful blend of turmeric, milk thistle, and clove artichoke extract, all natural ingredients that help protect the liver so that it can protect you from toxins. It's like giving my body a daily detox. I've never felt better, and my energy is through the roof.
And my doctor is already impressed with how much better my numbers are looking. So if better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today and start the year off knowing you're giving your liver some well-deserved relief. Active Liver is available in both tablets and as a delicious gummy. You can find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS or online at Amazon.
News and weather brought to you this hour by Flora Animal Hospital, where we treat your pets like our own. Visit our website, floraanimalhospital.com.
A 15-year-old runaway shot and killed. 71 and sunny for your Friday, clearing 57 tonight. Sunny and 72 Saturday. Sunday a bit cooler, sunny and 64. Severe storms possible Tuesday, says the National Weather Service. There is an enhanced risk of severe storms across much of central, north, and west Mississippi Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday night. With news on 103.9 WYAB, I'm Chris Davis.
Sands Street right here in South Jackson off the frontage road where they came in contact with a black male who was deceased.
Jackson Police Chief Joseph Wade says the body of LaNicholas Harrell was found Thursday morning. He had been reported as a runaway Wednesday night. Wade says he was wearing a ski mask and investigators aren't sure why. No arrest announced. Jawan Shaquille Wells of Pearl, who's 27, sentenced to 45 years Thursday for raping and molesting a child. The abuse was reported in 2023. He stays in jail likely until the trial.
He's charged with murder, so we know there is a body. The case was tried without a body. That would mean that the case was tried without a piece of evidence.
Timothy Harrington Jr.'s attorney arguing for the evidence tampering charge to be dismissed Thursday during Harrington's bond hearing in the 2022 murder of Jimmy J. Lee. Harrington was not granted bail on the capital murder charge, but the state will not be seeking the death penalty. No new trial date set yet. Two possible members of a Venezuelan gang are waiting to be sent from Texas back to Cleveland to face charges in the robbery of an ATM, which happened last Wednesday. Cleveland police and several state agencies tracked down Winker Jose Nava Herrera and Jose Lorenzo Valero Rojas to Pinehurst, Texas, where they are charged with money laundering. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis.
It's time to choose Mazda, and Mazda of Jackson is home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Mazda is already one of the most dependable brands on the road today, and at Mazda of Jackson, your first year of maintenance is absolutely free. And at Mazda of Jackson, rates are as low as 0.9% on 2025 models. Mazda of Jackson has Mississippi's largest selection of new and certified pre-owned Mazdas, and has one of the biggest pre-owned vehicle inventories to choose from. Visit Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Brennan Road, and online at MazdaofJackson.com.
What are customers saying about Complete Exteriors roofing and gutters?
I want to say something about Complete Exteriors. They put a roof on our house yesterday, and we still have gutters to go on here. These guys are fabulous. This is not in any way, shape, or form a company that just slaps a roof up and collects a check. They make sure everything is done right every step of the way. Impressive. They took care of dealing with my insurance company. They're just terrific.
CompleteExteriorsMS.com. CompleteExteriorsMS.com.
Welcome to the Clay Edwards Show. More adrenaline.
And I am Chip Matthews filling in for Clay Edwards on the Clay Edwards Show here on WYAB Incendiary Talk. Yes, I was the maker of fire at one time, right? Sure, Ollie, I saw some posts yesterday online where people were talking about the old fire club in Jackson and all the bands that used to come. Yes, that was a lot of fun. We did. We had a big time, bringing to you what you need. And that's basically what you want out of your politicians. You want them to bring you something to bring you joy. So as we sit back and look at what we're doing, and like the front page, I picked up a Clarion Ledger today, hoping that I would have some news, because Clay calls me at 12:30 last night and says, "Hey, Chip, can you come on in?" Well, actually, he texted me, and I said, "Sure, I can do it. Why not?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll have something to talk about." And I picked up the Clarion Ledger, and y'all, that's sad. There's nothing in here. There's nothing there except for the front page. The casino bill dies in Mississippi legislature. Why do we think that the sin taxes are the only taxes that we can generate at the state legislature to fix our problems? And each time we pass a new sin tax, whether it be gambling or alcohol or pot or lotteries, that's supposed to be the end all of end all. And of course, they're all too scared to vote because they don't want to be the one that voted for it. So they let it lay around. That's what happened in the pot situation. And then the people got involved because we had the ballot initiative. But once they took the ballot initiative away from us, now they're back to they can't decide if they want to vote for something or not. So the casino bill died for Jackson, which we didn't need a casino in downtown Jackson. I can tell you that right now. We got casinos everywhere. Now, the bill that needs to pass is the mobile sports betting bill. That will bring in more money than all of this. But the reality is they don't want to do their job. I mean, right now, you're driving in your car, and I want to the left and right, how many things do you see that are public that are wrong? The roads. I mean, if you're driving on a Jackson road, look, I took an exit in Madison this morning, and the road was that exit coming from Canton to Madison. When you take that exit, watch out for that dip. And I ride to work in a limousine. That's right. I ride to work. They bring me in a limousine to do this show. And I hit that. They hit that bump. You hit the ceiling. And, it's been that bad right there, and it's been that bad right over there in front of Sam's for quite some time. And I wonder at times if those were roads that Rudy Warnock was involved in. Then I ask myself the question, anybody that builds a road, don't they have a bond? Don't people have bonds for building roads? So if the road doesn't work because you didn't lay the bed right underneath it, or you didn't put the road in right, or this, that, and the other, or the culvert's not in right, can't we go against their bond and get it fixed? Or is that some friendly deal where money was paid off to get the contract back and forth anyway, and we'll just pay you again to redo the road again or to fix the road? How does that work? How does that work? Why do we solve problems to create more problems? Why do we kick it down the road? Term limits in Mississippi would be great. But the term limit here in Mississippi is, as long as I can stay in office, I'm going to stay there. Got to get that retirement. Got to get that PERS. Lower the level of PERS. Lower the level to get your PERS, and we start rolling over some people from time to time. You may not need a million years in office. Look at Benny. Benny's just in office because he getting paid. Don't think he's not. Benny Thompson is getting paid. He is probably socked so much money away in foreign bank accounts, this, that, and the other. Heck, they might even be digging a hole in Bolton to put that money in the ground there. Heck, Benny may have all the gold in Fort Knox sitting right over there in Bolton. All of it. It may all be there. He's got a pardon. And he can say, I didn't mean to do it. I just couldn't help myself. I went up there and Nancy Pelosi was with me and we saw all that gold. And she says, I can buy a lot of ice cream with that. Benny says, I can buy a lot of votes with that. And they go pick up all the gold and it's not there. We need Elon to hurry up and get there and look at it. But, when you look at this House bill that was going on through to construct a casino within 6,000 feet of the Mississippi State Capitol, why anybody thought that this bill why you needed to waste time on it. But they only wanted to waste time on this, and they wanted to waste time on passing the bill for the wine, and they wanted to pass the bill on, they're looking at the bill for the hemp cultivation, making the drink. Those guys, look, we're in the hemp industry now. Mississippi's in it. That's what we do. So if we're going to do that, then we have to move forward with that. I'm sorry, Chip. The Jackson casino opportunity should have been a decision and opportunity for Jacksonians and Jackson business decide to approve or reject, is what Corinthian Sanders has wrote on my Facebook page. Well, what I'm saying, Corinthian, just where you'll know, because I was in the casino business for quite some time, that casinos are not the answer to the questions. The casino business would not have, it's, in a slot world, I mean, it would create a few jobs, yes, but it wouldn't solve any of your problems. Why are we worried about a casino when you hadn't even got a skating rink? Why are we got a casino when we hadn't even got a place for kids to go? I mean, at one time you had you had a place, the Tiffany Entertainment Center, not the strip club. Not the strip club. We needed the other one, the Tiffany Entertainment Center, where people would go dance and hang out, the younger people. And I think, and back then, you had DJ, what was his name? Come on, Chip. Oh, well. I can't remember anybody's name. Scrap was one of them. And I'm thinking of somebody else. Finesse, DJ Finesse would throw parties over there. And, and at one time you had, for the people that are just in college and getting out of college, you had places. I owned a few of those places. But the things that need to happen in Jackson to revitalize Jackson first is ask the businesses that were once here to come back. Ask for car dealerships to be in Jackson. Ask for restaurants to want to be in Jackson. Find places where it would be safe for you to be in Jackson. Everybody's selling guns and not in Jackson. They're in the surrounding communities to protect us from Jackson. I mean, the entertainment industry is a big deal. Long time ago, something should have been built in Jackson, that mid-level facility that would bring concerts. I mean, the Mississippi Coliseum, as much as they've done now, it was embarrassing at the Coliseum to see what they had for dressing rooms there for rock bands or anybody. Look, I saw a comedian, one comedian show just a few years ago where they were sticking people in closets for their dressing rooms. And when I mean closets, y'all, I mean closets. The dressing room, I mean, it's all been, since they put the new trade center there, which they shouldn't have torn down the old trade center. Because when you added the new trade center, I think it also brought in the unions into everything you're doing. Okay. And let's see, Corinthian Sanders is going to town, coming from the Walt Disney Arena, where I managed conventions, portable attractions, and event sales. The casino resort project could have propelled entertainment for Jackson. Yes and no. I mean, I booked concerts in this area in a venue. We had Snoop Dogg, we had Wiz Khalifa, we had Hinder, we had Seether, we had everybody. Brantley Gilbert. We booked big name entertainment at Club Fire. We did it. It can be done and be successful. But there's a point in all bars and restaurants where you either got to upgrade or go home. And we were spending some weekends $30,000 on bands, and I wasn't willing to risk everything to go to $45,000 and $50,000 a weekend for bands. Some of y'all don't believe that. That is the number. Look at the entertainment we had. You know, those weekends, there were many weekends where I dropped 30 grand. Not to mention, if I went outside and did it in the parking lot, that was another 10 grand for the stage and sound and lights. Y'all, a lot of people don't understand there's a lot of money and a lot of risk in the entertainment business, whether it be go see a concert, go see this, go see that, and we have to support it. Then you also have to price it in a way that it will actually work for both people. And for, like, for instance, at the Mississippi Coliseum, the biggest downfall of booking entertainment is you don't get a piece of the concessions. So the artist wants to leave with 80% of the money that comes in at the door, whether you meet your guarantee or not. And you'll have a guarantee, and then they want 80%. Okay? So the most you can make is 20%. But if the guarantee is $1 million on an act or $500,000, they get their $500,000 and they're not worried about your 20%. They're not worried about it at all. Okay, let's go to the phone and see what's going on here. We got somebody on the phone. YAB, good morning. Hello. Good morning. Hi. Yes, this is, and I am Chip Matthews. How are you doing? Yes. You're on the air. You're on the. Yes, I can. Jim McIntyre. Yes. Oh, I meant. Oh, I will. Well, it's, yeah, I mean, bad stuff. I mean, I actually won my election last time and was not allowed to take office because the state has no power. The Secretary of State has no power in elections. None. Isn't it insane? It's just like when Shad White was talking about he has no enforcement power. And so when he went and did his thing and went around Lynn Fitch and went to the county and went to the crook Jody Owens, which I'm calling a crook because I've seen the tape. The situation is you're dealing with crooks everywhere. And the honest people can't find anybody to support them. Yeah, and we need to get rid of all of these rhinos that are at the state capitol who are scared to vote for anything. They're scared to do the right thing. And I mean, yes. Yeah. And it ain't just Canton, it's Madison County. And then their white look and all the stuff that went on at CMU and all that, the Rudy Warnock trial, if that ever gets to trial, which it's now had 13 delays, once we get it into trial, you're going to see people fall in Hinds and Madison County that were all connected to it. It's just got to get to that. I'll come by today because I need some flags for the front corner of my limo. I have a limo. I need some flags, need some American flags on the front corner. Okay. I'll come by and see you. Chip Matthews. I'm running for mayor, Canton. Chip, CHIP. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Oh, well, I've been by your building a million times. I don't know what you've done for Kim, but I've been by there. I like the location. I'll be by. I'll see you today when I get off. I get off at 10. Okay. Bye-bye. See those great advertisers calling in? They care. Our advertisers care about what is happening in Mississippi. The other radio stations, we're actually funding the Republican radio station network in Mississippi. The taxpayers are paying for it, not at this radio station, at another radio station. They pay for all that, probably 60% of their income, maybe from the state of Mississippi. And they're not cheap. It's just insane. It's insane. Okay, Corinthian, I'll get back to what you're saying next online. And I got to take a quick break here, and we'll be back right here on the Clay Edwards Show with Chip Matthews filling in on WYAB.
Keep it tuned here to 1039 WYAB.
Here at Lake Placid Tint, we've become well known for two things: window tint and windshields. Now, when it comes to window tint, you already know that we're the go-to for home, car, and office. And as always, we offer free consultations. So if you're in the need of window tint or windshields, give us a call, 601-946-1000. Check us out on Facebook or Instagram or at lakeplacidtint.com. Lake Placid Tint, where quality matters.
Get ready, Louisiana! Johnny's Pizza House is turning up the heat with our sweet the swamp pizza. Back with crawfish, shrimp, a taste of grass, andouille sausage, bell peppers, onions, jalapenos, and a blend of Cajun spices, all smoked with delicious mozzarella cheese. It's the perfect bite of the bayou and the perfect meal for any Cajun crave. Try our Cajun blend or dive into a sweet the swamp pizza bowl. A taste of Louisiana flavor is waiting on you. Let's share a slice today at Johnny's Pizza House.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis from Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex is known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repair? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
For decades, you've known the name Martin's for good times, great food, and the best live music. Now that's happening at 2 locations, downtown Jackson and Livingston. Check the websites, martinslivingstonms.com and martinsdowntownjxn.com for the many special events and live music lineups. You can chill with friends on the big patio at the Livingston location and enjoy the blue plate lunches and nightly drink specials. Martin's, downtown and Livingston.
It's time to choose Mazda, and Mazda of Jackson is home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Mazda is already one of the most dependable brands on the road today, and at Mazda of Jackson, your first year of maintenance is absolutely free. And at Mazda of Jackson, rates are as low as 0.9% on 2025 models. Mazda of Jackson has Mississippi's largest selection of new and certified pre-owned Mazdas, and has one of the biggest pre-owned vehicle inventories to choose from. Visit Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Rennick Road, and online at mazdaofjackson.com.
Are you a wine enthusiast? Are you looking for the perfect bottle to elevate your next dinner? The ultimate destination for wine lovers is 042 Wine and Spirits on West Government Street in Brandon. The locally owned, the locally operated 042 Wine offers something for everyone, from local favorites to rare vintage wines. 042 Wine and Spirits can help you find your next favorite wine. The friendly and knowledgeable team at 042 Wine and Spirits will help you find the perfect bottle for every occasion. 042 Wine and Spirits, located on West Government Street in Brandon.
With a single handshake, John Ravenstein buys millions in diamonds, and that's the buying power it takes to be Mississippi's direct diamond importer.
You see, we sell so many diamonds. The finest diamond cutters from around the world come to us.
He's got the $1 million handshake.
I'm John.
And I'm Rachel Ravenstein. That's why here at Juniker Jewelry, you'll shop from 10 times the loose diamonds you'll find in average jewelry stores.
Because finding just the right diamond at the right price, the perfect diamond for her, is what Juniker Jewelry is all about.
Best of all, we guarantee the lowest price in the state. We even have 12 months interest-free financing for qualified buyers.
So when you're ready, we're ready at Mississippi's direct diamond importer. And I want to shake your hand
And make her the happiest girl in the world.
Juniker Jewelry Company, Mississippi's direct diamond importer. From anywhere in Mississippi, we're at 1485 Highland Colony Parkway, just south of 463 in Madison, and JunikerJewelry.com.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind with friends and family? El Trio Mexican Restaurant is calling your name. With locations in Flowood and Cross Gates, Brandon, El Trio is the cozy, cheapest and happy hour specials that keep their customers coming back for more. Indulge in their authentic Mexican dishes prepared with love and served in a warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Come to El Potrillo and taste the traditions. El Potrillo, where family, flavor, and fun come together.
Breaking rules when necessary. It's Chip Matthews filling in for Clay Edwards on the Clay Edwards Show. Of course, I do a show every week, Monday and Tuesday from 9 to 10 for those that listen. And I'd like to thank the guy from Complete Flag Source for calling in. Okay, let's see if I can get to this thing here that Corinthian Sanders has sent me on Facebook. Of course, you can follow me on Facebook, Chip Matthews, or the Chip Matthews Show. We're also on YouTube and all the other normal places. Okay, he's saying that in Central Mississippi needs more attractions than event bars and halls and restaurants, and we need a nightlife district for the adult family entertainment centers that are not museums and parks, but amusement and water parks. And yeah, we need all of that. We need all of that. Tourism dollars. Yes, we need them. But money, as Clay always says, money goes where it's safe. And Jackson, Mississippi is not safe. And so money doesn't feel safe in Jackson, Mississippi. Government money feels safe in Jackson, Mississippi, but I don't know why. I mean, they'll put government money in everything in Jackson and get nothing for it. It's completely awful what goes on in this state. I mean, how much money can you appropriate for different things to get nothing out of? Okay. And the way I look at it this way, the state already took over your water in Jackson. Then the state took over your police and your judges. I mean, I was watching bonds go up yesterday. There was bonds for people that committed murders in Jackson at $500,000. And there were people that committed murders and their bonds were $50,000. Y'all, you can't elect judges on popularity contest. You can't elect officials, public officials, in a popularity contest. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. You need somebody that's going to talk to you plain and tell you the truth. That's what Donald Trump is doing to everybody in America right now. He's talking plain. You know, the Democratic Party nationwide may never recover from what's going on with them until they find some leaders. But in Mississippi, you would like to think that we had some Democratic leaders. But I'm going to tell you what, those clowns in Jackson at the Capitol, none of them are leaders. None. None of those Democrats are leaders. I mean, I wish I could say something good about one of them. The only person that I ever thought was halfway decent is George Flagg sitting over in Vicksburg. You know, he left and then became an independent over there. But I mean, y'all drive in on roads that you look at and you look out there among you and you see crime and corruption everywhere. You see it and you don't do anything about it. And you're the elected officials that we're looking to fix these things. That would be aldermen and councilmen and city officials. But the state, you already came in, you're half-assing it by just doing the water and the police. You know, that's basically, Jackson is a town that's basically under siege in a war, just like the Gaza Strip. It's been leveled and continues to get leveled. And we don't do anything to fix it. And kicking it down the road, and look, Kim Wade's going to do a lot if he can get into office. But the corruption in the election process is the biggest thing to overcome. And it's being run, the election process, by the Democratic people that are in charge. And the Democratic people that are in charge in Jackson have given you their best. And their best ain't good enough. Their best doesn't even come up to 25% of good. It doesn't, I mean, I hate to say that out loud, but think about it. There is nothing in Jackson's leadership that's worth having. Let's go to the phone and see what's going on. WYAB, Chip Matthews. What you got? Hello? Talk to me. Talk to me. No, because I'm on the radio live and you are too. So thank you very much for calling. And I'd call the state capitol. They have a person down there that is currently taking let's see, the extra money that's laying around from COVID, who is expanding broadband in Mississippi. And we're expanding broadband. Why are we expanding broadband in Mississippi when it's all going to change? It's just like airplanes are crashing because somebody couldn't take care of it. Verizon couldn't take care of I think it's Verizon, couldn't take care of things. So now Elon's going to have to come help that. And everybody's mad because of that. I mean, come on. And if you really go back and look at things, a lot of this stuff was figured out by Bernie Ebbers at WorldCom. A lot of this was already in place, and fiber optics and all that was going on at WorldCom, but they were upsetting the natural course of things, the AT&Ts and all that. So they busted him. You get a guy in, he tells you this, that, and the other on how to do the books and how they're allowed to take monies that are in the future and put them on the books and this, that, and the other, and that haven't really happened. He had the big military contract to do a bunch of this stuff. All that went away. And Mississippians got hurt. But people in New York City do not care about Mississippians. What do you do? And Corinthian, you're talking about Rankin County needs to make a serious effort. Madison County needs to make a serious effort. Everybody needs to make a serious effort to fix everything around them. I mean, look at it this way. I have talked about it ad nauseum on my show about County Line Road and the block, County Line Road to Old Canton, back to Lake Harbor. And where's the Madison County Journal? I got some stuff up here. So I keep telling y'all, the hotels over there on on County Line Road in Ridgeland, that's just an eyesore. And then you got the apartment complexes that are making things happen in a certain direction over time. But here, police nab pair at hotel for drugs and prostitution in Ridgeland. Of course, they don't say what hotel. But y'all, your North Park Mall from going away to become South Jackson over by the mall, over by the Metro Center. And then in downtown Jackson, you're losing UMMC out of the Jackson Medical Center, Medical Mall, because it's not safe to ask people to come in there. It's not safe to have people go to these different places. And the city leaders are going through the motions. It's like Jackson, Mississippi, and the Mississippi State Capitol. The state capitol is the one that shows Jackson how to run things. Okay? Y'all put Band-Aids on everything and don't fix anything. That's what we do. We put a Band-Aid on the problem, put a Band-Aid on the problem, put a Band-Aid on the problem. You got to get proactive. You got to get ahead of the problem. You got to want to do better. Y'all don't want to do better. You don't. Don't say you do and you don't. You think you're smarter than everybody in the world, but you're not. I'm not smart, but I can see what I see. I know what I see. You people just don't understand what your job is. You got elected, and it's not elected to go down there. Yeah, you need to be arguing. You need to be yelling. You need to be screaming. We need to say, we got to fix this. We don't have anything. Y'all hear there's a Buc-ee's being built on the coast. That's great. Oh, we need a Buc-ee's in Jackson over at the Metro Center. No, we don't. We need people riding up and down good roads in Mississippi. We're the number one fatality state in the nation for roads, for wrecks on roads. Number one. Number one. We're number one. And y'all are pulling our funding out of our sales tax, raising our sales tax to put money into purse to protect yourself when you haven't done the things in the last few years to protect yourself to begin with. For God's sakes, people, get off your butts and do something besides say you're going to do something. It's just really ridiculous at this point. It is insane that y'all don't want to work. You're as bad as the employees that Elon Musk is after. Oh, I can't write 5,000. Give me 5 bills that you pass that were worth something. And I'm not talking about a pot bill. I'm not talking about a beer bill. I'm not talking about legislation to bring wine into the state without going through the state of Mississippi. Because look, we all know, we in the business know that when you put in your order at ABC, it's just maybe you'll get it, maybe you won't get it. I mean, y'all, this is no way for us to run businesses. It's no way to do any business. You can't do business like this. And y'all act like there is nothing you can do. You're the state legislature. Fix it. Fix the elections. Fix everything, because you're not fixing anything. You don't know how it works. You run for office and you run unopposed, and you don't even know the corruption in the other counties. You go, oh, that's just Madison County. Oh, that's just Bolivar County. Oh, that's one of Benny Thompson's counties. No, corruption starts right there at the lieutenant governor's office. That's where the corruption is right now. And he was the one that created the voter IDs laws, which the voter ID law has so many things in it where you can still vote that you got to bring in your ID after election day. You get 7 days. But during those 7 days, they are recounting the votes, redoing things. We're going to take a break right here on the Clay Edwards Show. I am Chip Matthews.
Or Lakeland Drive in Flowood. Huey Magoo's. Make someone smile today.
Craving something extraordinary in Jackson? Manship Restaurant is where your taste buds hit the jackpot. Join us for happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. where your wallet will thank you and your stomach will sing. Indulge at half-price wood-fired pizzas, because why pay full price for half the fun? And for just $5, dive into our private barrel bourbon picks. That's right, luxury on a budget. Plus, beat the heat with our frozen drink special, a tropical escape without the travel expenses. Make your way to the Manship, where happy hour isn't just a time, it's an experience.
Pop's Auto Sales on Highway 49 in Florence is where you come to buy quality cars, trucks, and SUVs. Priced to fit your budget. At Pop's Auto, we specialize in trucks. From four-wheel drives to diesels, our satisfied repeat buyers know Pop's has one of the largest truck inventories for any independent dealer, period. Browse Pop's inventory at popsautosalesllc.com and get pre-approved for a zero-down payment with approved credit, with warranties and service contracts available. Pop's Auto Sales, your home for trucks. Highway 49 South in Florence.
Express your inner pizza at Your Pie. Raising money for your school or church? Partner with Your Pie for a spirit night. We'll donate a portion of the sales to your organization. Enjoy delicious pizza cooked in the brick oven, and part of your cost comes back to your organization. Download the Your Pie app and earn points with every purchase used for free food and drinks. You'll get rewards and exclusive deals offered only online. Your Pie across from Germantown High School. Now let's raise some dough.
Life moves fast, and so do the advancements in technology. That includes hearing aids. Hi, I'm Dr. Carrie Snyder with Home Hearing Healthcare. Our audiologists help you navigate all the options to ensure you select the best hearing aids for your lifestyle, budget, and cosmetic preference. Whether you're in a crowded restaurant or sitting in church, new hearing devices help you hear what is most important, no matter where you are. Visit homehearinghealthcare.com to schedule an appointment.
Dr. Mike Stonington here from Stonington Farm Grass-Fed Beef. We are grass-fed and grass-finished beef. No hormones, no antibiotics, no grain, no broad spraying of herbicides or pesticides. And never, I mean never, do we use mRNA vaccines. We are 100% local and 100% Mississippi. Our calves are born in Mississippi, raised on Stonington Farm, and processed in Mississippi. Contact us at StoningtonFarm.com. That's StoningtonFarm.com with 2 N's. We are the grass-fed.
New addition to Hometown Rental, ready to rent you the tool to make your next project as painless as possible. Hometown Rental has gas gas-powered Steel outdoor power products for rent, chainsaws, pole saws, weed trimmers, blowers, and pressure washers. And to keep your lawn in tip-top shape, we can rent you a zero-turn mower, lawn edger, or bed sculptor. For your next DIY home improvement project, Hometown Rental will even rent you Milwaukee battery-powered tools, impact drivers, drills, grinders, reciprocal saws, and nail guns. All of these tools are always available to purchase, but sometimes rental is just the better option. As for large equipment, Hometown Rental has multiple sizes of post hole diggers, tillers, chippers, trenchers, and mini excavators. On these pieces of equipment, rental is certainly a better option than purchasing, considering they're just not used that often. Call Hometown Rental today to book the tool for your upcoming project. We're located at 1085 Highway 49 north of Flora. Our number is 601-879-0402. That's 601-879-0402.
Yes, breaking rules when necessary. Chip Matthews, enjoying my day, filling in for Clay Edwards today on the Clay Edwards Show. And then, of course, every Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday, y'all can listen to me on Facebook, YouTube, and most of this same radio station right here on WYAB with my show. And we get into all this on a regular basis. And I have Taylor Turcotte that usually comes in with me, and that's pretty good. It's pretty entertaining. But, you know, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say because I get worked up, and then we have to go to commercials. So I'm back. You know, we got Benny Thompson. Benny Thompson, y'all. Benny Thompson is representing us. Yes. Aren't we happy? No, we're not happy. Did the Republican Party spend a single dollar to try to get Benny Thompson out of office? The state party spent nothing. They put no boots on the ground to help. Do not be lied to. Do not think that they want Benny gone, because that's the situation. They don't appear to want Benny gone. Right now, you are, 15 months to the next election for Congress? And, of course, they're moving that up. They're trying to move that date up so it'll actually be coming much quicker then, because it was in June. They're going to try to move it back to March or whatever. And because they don't do any other work down there, so they're going to move it. But my question to you is, what are they doing now to get rid of Benny Thompson? Benny Thompson represents the state of Mississippi from Memphis to Louisiana on the left side of I-55, and he's got 4 counties on the right side of I-55. That's over half the landmass of the state. It's the worst part of this, and everything that Trump is doing and Doge is doing, he's up there going, oh, we're just doing this. They're taking your money, Benny. Benny, they're not taking that, because whenever you trickle it down to us in the neighborhoods, I think it's gonna, you get 90% and the people get 10%. It used to be you got 10% when you first started. Now you get, you flipped it. And Benny needs to be censored by this legislator. These legislators in Mississippi act like they can't do anything. Benny can do whatever he wants. We're not going to censor him. This guy has been pardoned for crimes that he has committed that we don't know that he committed. I would bring his butt to Jackson, Mississippi, and I'd have him sit down and explain to us, what did you do that you needed to be pardoned for? And you can speculate. We all know what it is. We all know that J6 was a lie. We all know that suing Trump was a lie. These are things that Benny did that we need to get on to him about. We need Benny up there representing our interests. We need a farm bill. Cindy Smith's up there pushing a farm bill because we need farm stuff, but we don't do anything to fix it. We let whoever's in office, whoever's been in office, 90% of everybody that was in office that runs to be reelected gets reelected because we don't put anybody up against these people. That's why you got 14, 15 people in Jackson running, because everybody's going, this is the easiest job in town to get. If we can get this job, we're going to make $60, $70, $80, $100,000 a year plus what we can steal. I mean, wouldn't you want it? Criminals run for office. In Canton, Mississippi, there are criminals running for office. There are criminals campaigns being run for office. This person that is everybody's worried about winning in Canton, Camelia Walker, she is guilty by the Board of Education, and they pulled her teaching license for 10 years because she changed test scores. Now, tell me this. If you change test scores in order to make sure that your school doesn't go into probationary purposes, which everything in Canton should be already taken over by the state, especially the school system. But if you got probation, if you can't teach, and that was your job, so now you're going to run for mayor. You're going to run for mayor now because you can't teach. Why in the state education board, when a teacher is caught cheating, is it's just a random act that we'll do this in-house? That person should be arrested and put in jail for crimes against the youth. You can't, if you're lying on the test scores to keep your school in the plus column, and then you can do whatever you want with the test scores, and the Mississippi State Education Board or whatever doesn't really get on to you. They get on to you and say, "You will pull your license for 10 years. There's nothing you can do." Shouldn't there be a crime? Shouldn't Bubba Bramlett or the Attorney General be going after this person and making sure that they're never put in a situation again? I mean, because once their 10 years is up, well, I'm just going to be mayor for 10 years in Canton, then I'll come back and I'll have my school job. Come on, people. Figure it out. This is stupid. It is so stupid that in Jackson and Madison County and Canton, don't even let me get into the Madison County supervisors. Don't let me get into that because I don't have time. I only have 10 more minutes left on this show, and I'm just filling in today and didn't have anything to talk about. Now, did I? I got plenty to say. I got plenty that's wrong with this country and this city. Trump is fixing America. Elon Musk is doing good, but he's doing it his thing. Zelensky's in town. I bet that boy wears a suit today when he comes into town. If he came in fatigues today, I would tell him, "I'm not giving you the money. Get out of here. You're not a businessman." I would do it. That's the way I'd do it if I was Trump. If he's not wearing a suit today, get out of here. We don't want people that look like Hitler walking around in here telling us we're going to give them money. I'm tired of giving them money. I'm tired of it. We'll be back right here on the Clay Edwards Show. Losing my damn hair. Losing my hair. My grandfather was bald right through here, and I'm gray right where he had hair, and then I've got this black that's still here for another week or two, it looks like. Oh, well. At least I got more hair than Clay.
Hey everybody, it's John at Two Gun Tactical. We're having Kim Wade Wednesdays at both locations. So you come in and mention Kim Wade on a Wednesday, you get half price range fees. Hey, if you're a member, we're gonna give you an extra free target just for mentioning Kim Wade show. Come on in and work on your shooting. Exercise that 2A right. If we don't fight for it, we won't have it much longer. It's twoguntactical.com. That's the number 2guntactical.com.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind with friends and family? The El Trio Mexican restaurant is calling your name. With locations in Flowood and Cross Gates, Brandon, El Trio is the cozy family-owned gym where great food meets great times. enjoy El Patrio's signature margaritas and happy hour specials that keep their customers coming back for more. Indulge in their authentic Mexican dishes prepared with love and served in a warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Come to El Patrio and taste the traditions. El Patrio, where family, flavor, and fun come together.
Struggling with your dog's behavior? Hunter Logan here with the Dog Wizard, and we can help. Our trainers use proven techniques to turn chaos into harmony. Whether it's a playful puppy or a seasoned barker, we make obedience a natural part of their behavior. It's your turn to have peaceful walks and calm gatherings at home. We offer board and trains, private lessons, and more, all tailored to your dog's individual needs. Visit thedogwizardmadison.com and create a happier home. The Dog Wizard Madison. It's dog training done right.
ABS causes mass hysteria by providing office tech that actually does its job.
Relax. At Advantage Business Systems, we know office technology isn't that exciting, but we do know it is life-changing. Work life-changing, that is. Because the latest copiers, printers, mailing machines, and even telephone systems can keep your office running smoothly. Visit absms.com. Advantage Business Systems, helping your business do business.
Health has always been reactive, focused on fixing problems as they happen. But with Blue Primary Care, we're taking a proactive approach, working with you to help you understand your health and empowering you to be healthy. It's time to prioritize you, your health, and your life. The results? Less worrying and more living. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi. It's good to be blue.
Oh, breaking rules when necessary. I've enjoyed sitting in today on the Clay Edwards Show. Go to all of his normal restaurant spots. I don't have all of them, but I know he's going to be he would tell you to go to Burgers and Blues today. He would also tell you to try lunch at Martin's today. He'd tell you to go down and see the good people in Fondren. And then, of course, I'm going to tell you that you need to come see me at Acme Pizza. But anyway, I'm looking back at what Corinthia Sanders had to say here in his last post to me and on Facebook, which he's making so much sense. It's what everybody that runs for office and everybody says but doesn't do. It says we need to get the disengaged Mississippians who choose to stay at home during local and state elections to the polls. That is so true. You just don't know. I mean, let's look at it this way. Less than 20% of the city of Jackson is going to vote in the mayor's race. And I would say, and y'all got to understand, there's going to be at least four elections to decide the mayor. Okay? By the time you get to the last one, I bet you less than 10% of Jackson's voting. Less than 10% will decide who's going to be the mayor. And you know, he talks about it's not just the lazy politicians, it's the lazy voters. And the voters, 100% of y'all complain, but only 10 or 20% of y'all vote. So get off your butts, get engaged. You know, you look at your church leaders, and your church leaders, they want to own your vote and the way you do things and want to act like they got power. But the really thing is, they just need to get you to engage in the community and the block or the two blocks that you have. If we started taking care of the blocks or two blocks around your church or around your home, sooner or later you'd be through fixing everything. But we don't do that. We don't do that. I mean, it's the weekend. Ken Wade will be on later on today, and the first thing he's going to say, it's so many hours till sundown. Get your ammo. Yeah. And, you know, they're fine. 15-year-old kid with a ski mask on, shot in the head. I mean, do you not get it? Do you not understand? We ride around. It didn't happen to us yet. It's going to happen to you. It's going to affect you and your life at some point. If you don't get we don't want the gun. We want these people with the guns to be taught that you don't need a gun. But we want you to have one because we got one. And if you shoot at me, I'm going to shoot at you. And I'm going to take you out. That is the plan. You know, these criminals, these 15-year-old criminals, and y'all, that's what they are, is 15-year-old criminals that don't have any parents. Well, somebody had to birth them. Or what is it? The inseminator. You know, we had a senator from Mississippi right here in Madison County who put in the insemination law. He was trying to make it illegal for you to, I guess, ejaculate. I guess I can say that word. Illegal for you to do that unless it was for the purpose of having a child. You know, there's some people that think that's a good thing, but what are you doing? You're wasting our time. Wine bills, pot bills. Give the people back their voice. Give us back our voice. Give us back the ballot initiative. Give us back some respect. Give us a safe place to live. I live in Canton. My house got shot up in the last election. Good 30, 40 bullets hit the house. You know, I go to meetings and things occur. You know, I had to wear a bulletproof vest last time, but I took absentee voting, illegal absentee voting, from a few thousands down to 15 by just going to the polls and watching. We must get engaged and start watching and keeping up with what's going on in our community. Well, that's going to do it for me, Chip Matthews. I am out of here. We're doing the music show next. Jameson Haygood at 10. See y'all Monday.